Democratic U.S. Senate candidate Graham Platner today proposed what he called a corruption crackdown agenda for Washington. Phil Hirschkorn has the details.
Since he won the Democratic primary 2 weeks ago, Graham Platner has been making a sensational allegation, repeated Thursday in the plaza outside Senator Susan Collins' Portland office.
We must pass the Collins rule. Senators should not be able to funnel money to their spouses.
Platner alleges Collins somehow directed $76 million in federal contracts to a Washington, D.C. firm called Jefferson Consulting Group, where her husband, Tom Daffron, was the chief operating officer from 2006 to 2016.
Tens of millions of dollars of it from agencies that Susan Collins herself oversees. That is not a coincidence. That is a senator using her office to enrich her own household.
It never happened. It's not true. It's a lie.
Steve Abbott is Collins' re-election campaign manager and her longtime Senate office chief of staff.
Susan Collins has not funneled any money to Tom Daffron. That's against the law. That's a criminal activity. He's accusing her of engaging in a criminal activity with no evidence.
Platner's campaign points to a list compiled by searching the USA Spending website, finding contracts awarded to Jefferson Consulting by the Departments of Agriculture, Health and Human Services, Homeland Security, State, Interior, and Veterans Affairs. $55 million came from two contracts from USAID, the Agency for International Development, roughly 3/4 of that $76 million. The Collins campaign doesn't dispute the total, but who doled out those funds between 2009 and 2016? Not Congress, but the Obama administration.
Who awarded that contract? Barack Obama. So there's your other co-conspirator. This is absurd. This is a joke.
Hey, Graham, Senator Collins is going to say, because you've been talking about this since primary night, her husband Tom ceased being a lobbyist in 2008, 4 years before they got married, so he's not a lobbyist husband, never was.
I asked Platner how he would reconcile the Collins rebuttal.
We are always told by the system itself that there are plenty of excuses as to why it isn't actually corrupt. Even though, I'm sorry, from down here in the real world, all of us looking up, we see a clearly corrupt system.
The executive branch awards contracts. Congress does not award contracts. Susan Collins has never awarded a contract in her life. Neither has anybody else who's ever worked in the United States Senate.
That was Phil Hirschkorn reporting. Platner's other anti-corruption proposals would ban members of Congress and their spouses from buying and selling stocks and ban former members of Congress from becoming Capitol Hill lobbyists or retired Pentagon officials from becoming defense industry lobbyists. Platner would also require presidents to place all of their financial assets in a blind trust, a common practice before Trump.